trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they make anybody into boogeyman.
It has.
I think it was
just have more weight when it's real.
If Mamdani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for that party.
It's now clear that the socialist wing has taken strong influence inside the Democratic Party, and Mamdani's win as New York's mayor proves it. Even top party figures are beginning to support his aggressive left-leaning ideas, which could spell serious problems for the DNC. That's why Bill Maher steps in, warning Democrats about how they lost direction, and how they might still recover.
This is Mamdani, if you've been not following the news. He won the Democratic primary in New York, so he is certainly likely to be the next mayor. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of opposition because we've never had someone this radical. Some of the things he says, prisons were obsolete. What purpose do they serve? I could think of a couple. The NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. I think most people think cops are protecting their public safety, even though there's issues and problems with the police department. Do you like capitalism? No. We've never had a guy quite like this. You know, he quotes Marxist, each according to their need. I mean, that's straight up communism. Whether you call it the abolition of private property, you call it housing guarantees, it's preferable to what is going on right now.
Ma saw the situation developing long before anyone else paid attention. Months ahead of the election, he was already warning people about Mamdani, and it looks like that warning will only seem more accurate over time. He noticed the early signs, just like he always does. This isn't the first time his instincts have been right. He once cautioned the DNC about choosing Kamala Harris for president, but they ignored him and faced one of their most embarrassing losses in recent history. It's as if the party keeps repeating the same mistakes. Ma isn't a prophet, but he has a sharp sense for political trouble, and if he's right again, Mamdani's sudden rise might be the beginning of the DNC's next slow, painful downfall.
I mean, just the phrase abolition of private property, not something we usually hear in America.
There's always a villain. There's always people. They always try to create a villain. Is my point. They always try to create some boogeyman or boogie. No. If it wasn't this one, it was going to be somebody else.
I'm not creating anything.
I'm not defending the policies. There are plenty of things that I disagree with there, and that I don't come down on.
You're going to have to answer everything like this. They're going to ask every single Democratic politician.
But the point being, we see this every cycle. I've now been doing this long enough to know that every single cycle, there's some, contrived villain or boogeyman.
This guy completely misunderstood what Ma was saying, and you can see it all over Ma's face, frustration mixed with disbelief. No one is trying to turn Mamdani into a monster. We've said many times on this channel that he doesn't need anyone to make him look extreme. His own statements and policies do that on their own. Every concern Ma raised about New York's new mayor came directly from Mamdani's record, not from any exaggeration. When a politician openly questions the foundation of American capitalism, people are going to react, and they should. Ma isn't attacking him, he's simply showing the reality. If Mamdani ends up looking like the villain, that's coming from his own reflection, not Ma.
And if it wasn't this
one... He's not contrived. He's going to be the mayor of New York.
The thing that I find the most appalling, which is that he defends the expression, globalize the Intifada.
Yes.
Everything that the crazy far right alleged about Barack Obama, wasn't born in America, right. Islamist, socialist, right. Anti-Semite, hates America. It's all true about this guy, right. Okay? It is all true about this guy. And the fact that this man is on the verge of becoming the mayor of the second largest Jewish city in the world is very frightening. And I'm actually really disappointed that more Democrats have either, are not coming out and condemning him and saying we're not going to endorse this guy because he is beyond the pale.
Ma saw the shift long before the final ballots were counted. He understood that Mamdani was on track to win, and he turned out to be absolutely right. The signs were all there, glowing headlines, rising progressive energy, and a party slowly moving further left. But Ma didn't just foresee Mamdani's victory, he also cautioned that it could create serious problems for the Democratic Party in the long run. And honestly, he has a point. Capitalism isn't perfect, but no system is. Still, the version of socialism many on the left celebrate sounds better in theory than it works in real life. It talks about fairness and equality, but it often ends up weakening creativity, damaging the job market, and giving the government too much control. Ma understands that this shift isn't real progress. It's a gradual undoing of what helped America grow. And if the DNC doesn't adjust soon, it might run out of time to fix its path.
Republicans are not that, democracy is just not number one on their list. It just isn't. It isn't. It's behind Christianity and a few other things. And the Democrats, I mean, I read these, 74% are for democratic socialism. Only 16% favor capitalism. Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this?
Mamdani's rise makes one thing clear: the Democratic Party has moved far closer to socialism than ever before. With his open praise of Marxist ideas and strong socialist beliefs, he didn't just appear on the DNC ticket by accident. The party isn't casually experimenting with these ideas anymore, they're embracing them. What used to be a mix of moderates and progressives has shifted into a space led by outspoken socialists who see capitalism as the problem and believe redistribution is the answer. This isn't about improving the system, it's about replacing it completely. And while the older Democratic leadership may act like nothing is wrong, the truth is catching up quickly. They will either adjust to the new direction or be pushed aside. The ideological push inside the party is stronger than ever. Mamdani isn't the final destination, he's the opening signal of a movement powerful enough to reshape, or even break apart, the modern DNC.
Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mamdani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast, and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for that party.
This isn't good for the party, and it's certainly not good for the country. With Mani gaining influence on the East Coast and Katie Porter rising in the West, the Democratic Party is steering straight towards serious trouble. This isn't just another political change, it could grow into a national problem. A healthy America depends on two strong parties that balance each other and keep the debate honest. We need a Democratic Party that challenges the GOP with practical, freedom-based ideas, not outdated socialist plans that have failed in the past. The party can return to that stronger vision, but only if it stops chasing loud, radical messages and learns to stand firm again. Right now, it's drifting away from the values that once guided it. If this continues, it won't only weaken Democrats, it could disrupt the political balance that helps protect America's democracy.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, like, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time.
Ma believes that Mamdani's win almost guarantees a Republican victory in the next major election, and honestly, he might be right. It's true that things can change quickly in politics, but Maher has a real talent for noticing shifts before they become obvious. His reasoning is simple: most Americans in the middle of the country are not interested in a socialist agenda. They still support capitalism, not because it's perfect, but because they've watched what happens when governments try to control everything through heavy taxes and constant redistribution. Socialism often promises fairness but ends up delivering fewer jobs, higher costs, and little reason for people to work or create new ideas. If the Democratic Party continues sliding left under figures like Mamdani, it won't be challenging the GOP, it will be handing them the win. Ma isn't trying to scare anyone. He's offering a prediction. And if the past means anything, Democrats would be wise to pay attention.
It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally.
The Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad idea.
Ma once warned that choosing Kamala Harris as the nominee would basically guarantee Donald Trump another term. And in the end, he wasn't wrong. Back then, very few people took his warning seriously. Many critics dismissed him as negative or overly dramatic. But now, it feels like history is repeating itself. This time Ma isn't talking about Harris, he's raising the alarm about Mamdani. He believes Danny's rise could lead to a major Republican victory in 2028, and once again, people are brushing it aside. Still, Maher has a strong record of recognizing political trouble before it hits. He understands how voters think, what they tolerate, and why many Americans are uneasy with far-left ideas. Ignoring him before cost the Democrats dearly. Ignoring him again could be even worse. If the DNC refuses to learn from its mistakes, it may not just lose the next election, it could end up giving the White House back to the GOP without a fight.
No, but he will, trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people, they boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let's be honest. Names like Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, and AOC didn't become controversial because someone invented a story about them. Their reputations came from their own actions. Pelosi was once praised as a strong speaker, but over time she became a symbol of political double standards, especially after making huge profits from stock trades while leading Congress. Gavin Newsom has led California into serious trouble, rising homelessness, out-of-control living costs, and thousands of people leaving the state every year. And then there's AOC, the face of today's woke politics. She knows how to get attention, but her dramatic style often overshadows real solutions. So no, these criticisms weren't created by the GOP. These politicians created them through their choices. When leaders repeatedly break the trust of the people they serve, pointing it out isn't attacking them, it's holding them responsible. And that's exactly the point Ma has been trying to make from the beginning.
This must be horrible for a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. And here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, you know, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. Even some socialists have quietly realized that their ideas don't really work in the real world. Instead of abandoning them, they're trying to make socialism look new, using words like equity, fairness, and social justice. Different labels, same failed approach. History has already shown the outcome. Countries that fully embraced socialism faced economic collapse, heavy government control, and widespread poverty. Capitalism, while not perfect, has driven innovation, lifted billions from poverty, and rewarded hard work. It has its flaws, but it's still the system that produces growth and opportunity. If the left wants to earn trust again, it needs to stop rewriting economic history and start accepting practical solutions rooted in capitalism. Maher's warnings aren't just opinions, they are lessons from the past. Socialism fails wherever it's applied, while capitalism continues to create progress. That's the reality the DNC cannot ignore.